La importancia de llamarse Ernesto de Oscar Wilde va a ser totalmente en inglés. Es una obra que está dividida en 3 actos. Queremos comentaros que este es un proyecto que hemos realizado con el Instituto San Juan Bautista de Madrid. Entonces, cada acto, el primer acto va a estar representado por alumnos de nuestro centro y el segundo y tercer acto por alumnos del Instituto San Juan Bautista. Por eso vais a ver los mismos personajes, pero representados por diferentes personas, que no se extrañen. Tenéis el programa que están repartiendo ahora, si queréis seguir un poquito la estructura de la obra. ¿Qué más? Deciros que el martes que viene también vamos a representar la obra en el Centro Cultural San Juan Bautista, que está por la zona de Arturo Soria, con lo cual estáis todos invitados. Para que veáis la diferencia entre un acto y otro, se cerrará el telón y vais a ver que cambian los personajes. Son los mismos personajes, pero con diferentes personas. Bueno, esperemos que disfrutéis. Bueno, he olvidado decir algo importante. He olvidado dar las gracias a todos los que han participado en la obra, por supuesto, a los alumnos que lo han hecho con mucha ilusión, con muchos nervios, pero les va a salir estupendamente. Y también agradecer, como vais a ver por el escenario, agradecer especialmente al Departamento de Ciencias Sociales y al Departamento de Dibujo, que son los que se han dedicado principalmente a la decoración del escenario. Tú no.
I was playing.
I didn't think it polite to listen, sir.
I'm sorry for that, for your sake. I don't play accurately. Anyone can play accurately, but I play with wonderful expression. As far as the piano is concerned, sentiment is my forte. A good science for life.
Yes, sir.
And speaking of the science of life, have you got the cucumber sandwiches, Dr. Lady Bracknell?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. By the way, I still remember that on Thursday night, when Lord Shawman and Mr. Walton were dining with me, 8 bottles of champagne entered us at a championship.
Yes, sir. 8 bottles and a pint.
Why is it that at a patroness establishment, the servants invariably drink the champagne? I ask merely for information.
I attribute it to the superior quality of the wine, sir. I have often observed that in marriage households, the champagne is rarely a first-rate brand.
Good heavens, is marriage so demoralizing as that?
I believe it is a very pleasant dessert, sir. I have had very little experience of it myself. I've only been married once, and that was because of a misunderstanding between me and a young person.
I don't know that I am much interested in your family life, like.
No, sir, it is not a very interesting subject. I believe it is.
Very natural, I'm sure. Thank you, Lane.
Thank you, sir.
Lane's views of marriage seem somewhat lax, really. If the lower orders don't set us a good example, what's on earth to use of them? They seem, as a class, to have absolutely no sense of moral responsibility.
Mr. Ernest Wortley.
How are you, my dear Ernest? What brings you up to town?
Oh, pleasure, pleasure. Wouldn't you bring one anywhere? Even as usual, I see Alvin.
I believe it is customary in good society to take some slight refreshment at 5 o'clock. Where have you been since last Thursday?
In the country.
What on earth do you do there?
When one is in town, one amuses oneself. And when one is in the country, one amuses other people. It's excessively boring.
And who are the people you amuse?
Oh, neighbors.
Got nice neighbours in your part of the Shropshire.
Perfectly horrid. Never speak to one of them.
How immensely you must amuse them. By the way, Shropshire is your county, is it not?
Yes, of course. Hello, why all these cucumber sandwiches? Why all these teacups? Why such reckless extravagance in one so young? Who is coming to tea?
Oh, merely under Gusta and Gwendolen.
How perfectly delightful.
Yes, that's all very well. But I'm afraid Aunt Augusta won't quite approve of you being here.
May I ask why?
My dear fellow, the way you flirt with Gwendolen is perfectly disgraceful. It's almost as bad as the way Gwendolen flirts with you.
I'm in love with Gwendolen. I've come up to town expressively to propose her.
I thought you had come up for pleasure. I call that business. Please, don't touch the cucumber sandwiches. They are ordered specially Aunt Augusta.
Well, you have been eating them all the time.
Here you have some bread and butter. The bread and butter is for Gwendolen. Gwendolen is devoted to bread and butter.
And very good bread and butter, is it too?
Well, my dear fellow, you need not eat as if you were going to eat it all. You're not married to her already, and I don't think you'll ever be.
May I ask why?
I don't give my consent.
Your consent?
My dear fellow, Gwendolen is my first cousin, and before I allow you to marry her, you will have to clear up the whole question of Cecily.
Cecily, Algie. What on earth do you mean by Cecily? I don't know anyone of the name of Cecily. Do you mean to say you have had my cigarette case all this time? I wish to goodness you'd let me know. I have been writing frantic letters to Scotland. Yell about it. I was very near offering a large reward.
Well, I wish you would offer one. I happen to be more than usually hard up.
There is no good offering a large reward now that the thing is found.
Well, now it makes no matter, for now that I look at the inscription inside, I find that the thing isn't yours at all.
Of course it's mine. You've seen me with it 100 times. You have no right whatsoever to read what is written inside. It's a virgin male thing to read a private cigarette case.
Yes, but this isn't your private cigarette case. This cigarette case is a present from someone of the name of Cecily, and you say you didn't know anyone of that name.
Well, if you want to know, Cecily happens to be my aunt.
Your aunt.
Yes, charming old lady she is too. She lives at Tunbridge Wells. Please give back to me, Algie.
Yes, but why does your aunt call you her little uncle if she's if she lives at Tunbridge Wells?
Well, I mean, that is absurd what you're saying. Some aunts are tall, some aunts are not tall. You seem to think that all aunts should be exactly like your aunt, and that is nonsense.
There is no question, I admit, to one aunt being a small aunt. But where an aunt, no matter what her size may be, should call her own nephew her uncle, I can quite make out. Besides, your name isn't Ernest, it is Jack.
It isn't Ernest. It isn't Jack, it's Ernest. The other way around, sorry. It isn't Jack, it's Ernest.
Yes, but that does not account for the fact that your small aunt, who lives at Tunbridge Wells, calls you her dear uncle. Now go on, tell me the whole thing. Why you're Ernest in town and Jack in the country.
Well, produce my cigarette case first.
Here it is. Now produce your explanation, and pray make it improbable.
My dear fellow, there is nothing improbable about my explanation. In fact, it's perfectly ordinary. Cecily, who addresses me as her aunt, for motives of respect you could not possibly appreciate, lives at a place in the country, under the charge of her admirable governess, his prison.
Where's the place in the country, by the way?
That's nothing to you, dear boy. You're not going to be invited. I might tell you candidly that the place is not near Shropshire.
I suspected that, my dear fellow. I have Bunbury's all over Shropshire, into separate occasions. Now, go on. Why you're Ernest in town and Jack in the country.
Well, my dear fellow, I don't know you will be able to understand my real motives. You're hardly serious enough. I've always pretended to have a younger brother of the name of Ernest, who lives in the Albany and gets into the most dreadful scrapes. That, my dear fellow, is the whole truth, pure and simple.
The truth is never pure, and it's rarely simple. What you really are is a Bunburyist. I was quite right in saying you were a Bunburyist.
What?
You're one of the most advanced Bunburyists I know.
What on earth do you mean?
I'll reveal to you the meaning of that incomparable expression as soon as you tell me why you're Ernest in the town and Jack in the country.
Well, I mean, I've just already told you, but I always have pretended in order to get up to town several times to have a younger brother of the name of Ernest, who always gets into the dreadful scrapes.
Yes, well, you have invented a very useful younger brother called Ernest in order that you may be able to go into town whenever you like. I have invented a permanent invalid, invaluable permanent invalid called Bunbury in order that I may be able to go into the country whenever I like. Bunbury is perfectly invaluable. If it wasn't for Bunbury's extraordinary bad health, for instance, I wouldn't have been able to dine with you at Willis tonight, for I have been engaged at an Augusta for a week.
Well, I haven't asked you to dine with me anywhere tonight.
I know, you're absurdly careless about sending out invitations. It is very foolish of you. Nothing annoys people so much as not receiving invitations.
Well, you've had much better done with your aunt Augusta.
I haven't the smallest intention of doing anything of the kind.
Okay, well,
Ah, that must be Aunt Augusta. Only relatives or creditors ever ring in that Wagnerian manner. Now, if I can get her out of the way for 10 minutes, so that you can have an opportunity for proposal to Wendelin, may I dine with you at Willis tonight?
well, I suppose so, if you want.
Yes, but you must be serious about it. I hate people who's not serious about meals. It's so shallow of them.
Lady Bracknell and Mrs. Fairfax.
Good afternoon, dear Algernon. I hope you are behaving well.
I'm feeling very well, Aunt Augusta.
That's not quite the same thing. In fact, the two things really go together.
Dear me, you're smart.
I'm always smart and not Mr. Worthing.
You're quite perfect, Miss Fairfax.
Oh, I hope I'm not that. I will leave no rules for develop, and they try to develop in many directions.
I'm sorry we're a little late, but I was obliged to call on Lady Dear Harbury. I hadn't been there since her poor husband died. I never saw a woman so altered. It looks quite 20 years younger. And now I have a cup of tea and one of that nice cucumber sandwiches you promised me.
Certainly, Aunt Augusta.
Gwendolyn, won't you come and sit here?
Thanks, Mama, but I'm quite comfortable where I am.
Good heavens! Lane, why are there no cucumber sandwiches? I ordered them specially.
There were no more cucumbers in the market this
No
morning.
cucumbers.
No, sir. Not even for ready money.
That will do, Lane, thank you. I'm greatly distressed, Aunt Augusta, but they're not being cucumbers. None of them for ready money.
It really makes no matter, Algernon. I had some crumpets with Lady Harbury, who seems to me to be leaving entirely for pleasure now.
I hear that her hair has turned quite gold from green.
It said that it had changed color from what coast, I of course cannot say. I have quite a treat for you tonight, Algernon. I'm going to send you down with Mary Farquhar. She's such a nice woman and so attentive to her husband. It's delightful to watch them. I hope not, Algernon. It will put my table completely out. Your uncle will have to dine upstairs. Fortunately, this comes to that.
It is a great bore, and it hardly say a terrible disappointment to me. But the fact is that I have just had a telegram to say that my poor friend Bunbury is very ill again. They think I should be with him.
It is very strange. This Mr. Bunbury seems to suffer from curiously bad health.
Yes, poor Bunbury is a dreadful invalid.
Well, I must say, Algernon, that it's a high time that Mr. Bunbury made up his mind whether he was going to live or to die. This satisfying with the question is absurd. I should be much obliged if you would ask Mr. Bunbury from me to be kind enough not to have our relapse on Saturday.
I'll speak to him, Aunt Augusta, if he's still conscious, and I think I can promise you he'll be all right by Saturday. Now, if I can get her out of the way for 10 minutes, come to the next room, please.
Thank you, Algernon. It is very thoughtful of you. I'm sure the program will be delightful after a few explanations. Gwendolyn, you will accompany me.
Certainly, Mama.
Charming day it has been, Miss Fairfax.
Pray, don't talk to me about the weather. Whenever people talk to me about the weather, and they make me feel so nervous that they know something else.
I do mean something else,
I know, I'm never wrong.
and I would like to take advantage of Lady Bracknell's temporary absence.
I will give you advice. Mama has a way of coming back suddenly into our room that I often have to speak to her about.
Miss Fairfax, ever since I met you, I have admired you more than any other girl I ever met in my life since I've met you.
Yes, I'm quite.
But you don't really mean to say that you could have loved me if my name wasn't Ernest.
But your name is Ernest.
Of course it is, but meaning it was something else. You don't really mean to say you could have loved me then?
Oh, that's clearly a metaphysical speculation. Unlike most, metaphysical speculation has very little reference in real life.
Well, I think the name of Ernest doesn't suit me at all.
It suits you perfectly. It's a divine name. It produces vibrations.
Well, but there are many other names outside that produce also vibrations. Jack, for instance, a charming name.
Yak? No, there is very little music in the name of Yak. The only safe name is Ernest.
Well, we must get Christian at once. I mean, there is no time to be lost.
Married, Mr. Worthing.
Yes? You know, Miss Fairfax, you've led me to believe that you are not indifferent to me.
We haven't talked to married yet. The subject has not been touched yet.
Gwendolyn,
Yes, Mr. Worthing, what you have to tell me?
you know what I have to tell you.
Yes, but you don't say it.
Well, will you marry me, Gwendolyn?
Of course, I will, darling.
Mr. Worthing, right there from this semi-recruitment poster. It is the most indecorous. Finish what, may I ask? Pardon me. You are not,
Mr. Worthing.
pardon me, you are not engaged to anyone. Whenever you do become engaged to someone, I or your father should his hair will meet him and will inform you of the fact. An engagement should come on a younger as a surprise, pleasant or unpleasant, as the case may be. It is hardly matter that she could arrange for herself. And now, I have a few questions to put to you, Mr. Worthing. And while I am making these inquiries, you, Gwendolyn, will wait for me below in the carriage.
But Mama,
Gwendolyn, in the carriage. Gwendolyn! You can take a seat, Mr. Worthing.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell, but I prefer standing.
I feel bound to tell you that you're not down on my list of eligible young men. However, I am quite ready to enter your name, and your answer should be what a really affectionate mother requires. How old are you?
I'm 29.
A very good age to be married at. I have been always of opinion that a man who desires to get married should know either everything or nothing. Which do you know?
I know nothing, Lady Bracknell.
That is satisfactory. I do not approve of anything that travels with natural ignorance. Ignorance is like a delicate exotic fruit. Touch it and the bloom is gone. The whole theory of modern education is radically unsound. However, in England, at any rate, education produces no effect whatsoever. What is your income?
Between 7,000 and 8,000 pounds a year.
In land or in business?
In investments, chiefly.
That is satisfactory.
I also have a house in the country, attached to it, of course, about 500 acres of land, I believe.
A country house? How many bedrooms? Where? That one can be cleared up afterwards. Now, the minute matters. Are your parents living?
I lost both my parents.
To lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, it looks like a misfortune. But to lose both of your parents, it looks like carelessness. Who was your father? He was evidently a man of some wealth.
Well, I said, Lady Bracknell, that I lost both my parents, but I would be nearer this truth if I said that my parents seem to have lost me. I was found.
Found?
Yes. The late Mr. Thomas Cardew found me and gave me the name of Ernest. He happened to have a working-class ticket in his pocket. Worthing is a seaside resort in Sussex.
Where did the charitable gentleman who had a first-class ticket for the seaside resort find you?
In the cloakroom at Victoria Station.
The cloakroom at Victoria Station.
Yes, in the Brighton line.
The line is immaterial. What has really shocked me is that you have been born in a handbag. And that is not proper for my Joseph family.
Well, I can produce the handbag at any moment if you want.
Me, sir? What does this have to do with me? Do you think that I and Lord Bracknell will permit our daughter, our only daughter, that has brought up with the utmost care, to marry into a cloakroom with a parcel? Good morning, Mr. Worthing.
Good morning, Lady Bracknell. Please, Don't play that ghastly tune, Augie. How idiotic you are.
Didn't it go override, oh boy? You don't mean to say that Gwendolyn refused you. I know it's the way she has. It is very ill-natured of her.
Well, Gwendolyn is as far as I treated. As far as she's concerned, we're engaged. Her mother is perfectly unbearable. Never makes us a gorgon. I don't know how really gorgons are like, but I'm sure Lady Bracknell is one.
By the way, did you tell Gwendolyn about you being earnest in the town and drunk in the country?
Oh, the truth is not something that one tells to a nice, sweet, refined girl. How extraordinary ideas you have on how to behave a woman.
The only way to make love to a woman, the only way to treat a woman is to make love to her if she's pretty, and to someone else if she's plain.
Oh, that is nonsense.
My dear fellow, the truth is never as that.
Well, I mean, one doesn't blur these things out to people. I bet you anything that after Gwendolyn and Cecily met, they will be friends with each other.
Women only do that when they have called each other a lot of things first. A glass of sherry, Lane.
Yes.
Where is Miss Fairfax?
Where's Miss Fairfax, by the way? Gwendolyn, up on my word.
I join you back. I have something very particular to say to Mr. Worthing.
Really, Gwendolyn, I don't think I can allow this at all.
You always adopt a strictly immoral attitude towards life. You will not only know to do that.
My own darling.
Ernest, from the expression of Mama's face, we will never be married. She can't stop us from becoming man and wife. She can. I can marry anyone else.
Dear Gwendolyn.
The story of our romantic origin. And your Christian name? I know your town address, but what is street address?
The manor house in Woodlawn, Hertfordshire.
I will communicate with you, darling.
Oh, my own darling.
Until do you stay in the town?
Till Monday.
You can turn your back.
Thanks, I've turned round already.
You can ring the bell.
Will you let me see your carriage out, darling?
Certainly.
I'll see Miss Fairfax out.
Yes, sir.
A glass of sherry, Lane. Tomorrow I'm going Banbury Lane.
Yes, sir.
I shall probably not be back till Monday. You will have to clear up my things and put them in order.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Lane.
There is a silly, intellectual girl. The only girl I ever cared in my life. What on earth are you so amused at?
Do you really love her?
Yes, I do, of course. And I think you should get rid of Banbury because he can get you into a very dreadful state someday.
He won't do that.
Oh, Augie, you always say nonsense. You don't know anything but nonsense.
Nobody ever does.